right, Isaac. So the next lesson is about leaning, and it's very important that we talk about how our lean engages gravity to help us propel ourselves forward. Okay. So basically, if you remember Newton's first law, it talks about any object that stays at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by an unbalanced force or a force outside of view. Okay. So that means if you are aligned and relaxed, and even in your column, if you are straight up and down, okay, and if you're running, a lot of people run and walk upright, you have to provide that force to propel yourself forward. You have to push from your legs to propel yourself forward. We're trying to teach you in ChiRunning how to run and walk without using your legs, to use your legs as little as possible. So the key part is to use the forces that are around us, which is gravity. So if you're leaning forward from your ankles, now I can use that force to fall forward. So it's just the column, and I just got to lean forward a little bit, and then I just kind of fall forward. Okay, so that's kind of the idea of the ChiRunning form with the lean. Okay, so if you don't lean with that slight forward lean, and if you run straight upright, that's going to lead to injuries. So if I run and I'm upright, I'm going to swing my leg forward, and I'm going to kind of land with my heel, and it's going to be a lot of impact. I have to really push myself to get going. All right, so if I'm upright, or some people even lean backwards a little bit, and that's a lot of force. Like we talked about, that oncoming road, the road that's coming at us as we're running forward, if we stick our foot back out into that, that's going to lead to injuries, and we talked about all sorts of things that can happen. It's the weakest link that's going to kind of fail there. That's going to have a reason why your knee hurts or your hip hurts or back or whatever. Okay, so it's very important to kind of engage your lean and to get this down in the right amount to fall forward. Okay, so we're going to go over a few drills that kind of goes over this. All right, there are 3 steps to the process of engaging your lean for gravity. Okay, so I'll go over them with you, and then I'll have you do them. Okay. So the first one is to always check in with your posture. Okay, that's number 1. If you forget anything today, posture is huge. Okay, so you gotta align yourself. You gotta get yourself soft in your knees. Align your feet and legs. Get your hips, get your shoulders, hips, and ankles all in a line. Check your shoe tops. Sit up in your chair. Okay. All right. From there, what you want to do is then if we're marching in place, let's say I'm going to do this for you first, but basically the idea is we march in place, and then we feel the tripods, we're kind of feeling where our feet are, and then we let our center, which we call the dantian, fall forward over our feet. And as we fall forward, then we engage gravity. Okay, so that means then gravity's kind of pushing us gently on our back forward. The key part is that we lean from our ankles and not from our waist. So if you lean forward like this, you're not going to go anywhere. The key part is that we lean from here, and now we start going places. Okay, so that's the whole idea with the engage your lean. Okay, so basically I want you to try this. Basically, go ahead and let's face you to the side here so we can kind of see on the camera. I want you to engage your posture. Alright, so go ahead and just kind of align your feet and legs, lengthen your spine, pull in through your belly. Alright, sit up in your chair and check your shoelaces. Okay, alright, good. And then what I want you to do is feel your tripods underneath your feet, okay? And I want you to do a little bit of a march in place. Okay, good. And then from there, I want you to feel your center, and from your center, I want you to fall forward. Fall from there. There you go. Good. Good. Keep leaning forward. You got it. Good. Good. Perfect. Now try the other way. Well, we're going to just do this again. I want you just to do this in place. Okay, so I want you just to stand in place here. I want you to gauge your posture again. So that's number 1. And then number 2, I want you to feel your tripods underneath your base of support, underneath your core, and then I want you to lean your core forward, and then just fall forward from there. Go ahead. You're going to fall into a run. There you go. Perfect. Looks good. Okay, good. Try it again. So go ahead and stop there. Okay. Engage your core again. line with your posture, lean forward, and then fall from there. Good. Relax your legs. Relax your legs. Okay, good. All right, good. So part of this is, just as you fall forward, you should feel like you just have to pick up your feet to catch yourself on the next fall. Okay? It shouldn't feel like you have to push too hard. What's very important is there is a window of lean. There's so much lean. If you lean too far, you're gonna feel your calves work. So go ahead and just stand there. If you lean and lean and lean and lean, go ahead and try that. Feel what happens. You go up on your tiptoes. Okay, so what happens is with your tiptoes, then you're going to start straining your calves, and I think that's what I saw there a little bit. When you lean forward, you'll feel your calves tensing up. So you don't want to lean too far forward, but you don't want to lean. You don't want to be so upright that you have to push to get yourself to go. So it has to be that little window of lean. And that'll be enough. That's what you want to have, that sweet spot that gives you just enough to get you forward, but not so much that you're trying to stop yourself. Okay? So let's try that again, and just go ahead and just engage your posture. Just lean forward again. Okay? And then go ahead and just fall forward, and then just lean from there. Pick up your feet. Okay. So got another one for you. We're going to do the partner lean. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand right here on your collarbone, all right? And what I want you to do is engage your lean again. So go ahead and check in with your posture, lengthen the back of your head, okay? Pull in through your belly, okay? Sit up in your chair. So sit forward again, check your shoelaces, okay? Good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you lean into me a little bit, okay? Good. And then what I want you to do is lean with me as we start walking. So march in place, okay? Keep leaning and keep some pressure. You feel that pressure on my hand here? So keep that pressure on my hand as you lean forward. So go ahead and start leaning, start walking. Good. Keep going. Good. And then go ahead. Good. Okay. Good. So let's do this again. So I want you to feel like you just keep that pressure here. So the idea is, if you're going down the road, your shoulders will always be the first thing to kind of cross that imaginary line. So you don't want to be landing with your foot in front of you. So this is kind of part of that idea, is that you have someone here to kind of hold you. So go ahead again. So go ahead and stand with good posture. Okay. All right. Now engage your core. Now lean from your ankles. Feel that. Go and pick up your feet. Okay, and then start moving. Okay. Keep going. Keep leaning. Lean, lean, lean. There you go. And then go. Good. Perfect. Okay, so the idea, can you kind of feel how that feels different when you have that feeling like your shoulders are forward versus if your shoulders, because sometimes you'll feel, there's a couple times where you let off that pressure, and that's when you'll have that tendency to lean back. And so a big part of this is to kind of get forward on that. Okay? Got one more. We're going to go over to the basketball hoop pole here. So we'll go right here. Written on here, but let's go to the side here. Okay, so the idea with this one is to lean against some sort of object. So what you want to be is about a foot length from a post or a wall. Engage your core again, and then I want you to have your fingers about an inch away from there, not very far. The lean forward is only about an inch. It's not very far. So you don't want to be, you don't want to be here and go way lean like this. What I do want is to be here, lengthen with your column, put your hands right here, and then just lean just like that, just a little bit. And what you want to see is that I'm not dipping my hip in like this, I'm not bowing like this. I'm also not sticking my butt out or leaning from my hips. I'm engaging that lean and doing that. All the while, I'm trying to be as relaxed as I can in my calves. I'm trying to keep my feet level. So another thing as well, go ahead and get out of the way for a second. I don't want to have you coming up like this on your toes. So I don't want to be up like that. That's going to be too much tension. Just like you saw it here, when we lean forward, if you go too far, you're going to be up on your toes to prevent yourself from falling forward. We want to fall forward, so we want to relax as much as we can, but it's finding that right amount. So just a little bit of lean. So we're going to go like this, and I want you to feel how that feels. I'll kind of guide you through that. Go ahead, try that out. Okay, so put your feet like that. There you go. Line yourself nice and tall. Get your fingers about an inch away, so not very far. Line yourself from there. Get your hips back, so sit up in your chair a little bit. Okay, and then I want you just to lean from your ankles towards the wall. There you go. Good. And then relax. Come on back. Okay. And so we want to be as relaxed as we can in our calves. Go ahead and shake your calves out a little bit. Just shake your feet out. Just really relax them. Just be loosey-goosey. Back up a little bit. Okay. And then go ahead and try it again. Good. Keep your feet level. Keep your heels down. Good. And then come on back. Okay. You should feel your core work a little bit, just like a very mini plank kind of thing. You're just kind of feel your core being engaged. But the goal is to be as relaxed as you can there. Go ahead and try one more time. Good. And then come on back. Good. So that's leaning against a wall. You can also do that against a table. Now we'll try leaning on our own. So basically, we already did a little bit of this in the Chi walking lesson. But basically from here, you're being tall from here. You're gauging your posture. You're gauging your core. So you're checking in with your posture. You're going to feel your feet where they are. As you just feel the front part of your tripod pick up. So, or as you start to feel some pressure underneath the bottoms of your feet. So the tripod, these 2 points of the tripod, you want to have, once you start to feel some pressure underneath on those feet, that's when you pick up your foot. You don't push off. It's just like if you were on ice or sand. If you're on ice, you wouldn't want to push off. You'd slip. You want to just pick up your foot. So you're picking up your foot. Okay? So try that out. So I want you to check in with your posture. Line your feet and legs. Turn that right toe in a little bit. Turn the whole right leg in a little bit. There you go. Okay? Engage your core. Okay? Level your pelvis. Okay? And then lean. Once you feel that, pick up. Go ahead. There you go. Good. Pretty good. Okay. And then just try that a couple more times. We'll just come back over here. We'll do one more time and then we'll be good. Okay? Okay. So leaning on your own. So going right here. Go ahead and try it now. Engage your core. Just pick up when you feel your foot pressure come up. There you go. You're picking up right around. Okay. And then the key part is, just like we did the partner lean, you want to maintain that little lean forward. What happens is oftentimes we'll start with that lean and then we'll come back up. So the key is to kind of feel that right angle of lean. And like I said, it's just a really slight lean. It's the best way to kind of help you propel yourself forward without having to force your muscles in your legs to work. Okay? So great.